What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. So I recently got back from a fishing trip to Canada. I go up there a couple times a year. I also recently, if you're a fan of the channel, you know I got a new boat this year, and it kind of got me thinking about some of the things that I keep in my boat. And I wanted to put together a quick list of some of the 5 items that I have in my boat that you might seriously want to consider putting in your boat. And these are the items that you don't necessarily think of when you think of fishing. I mean, obviously you need a net and fishing poles and baits and things like that, but these are the 5 items that will sit in your boat. You'll forget they're there until you need them. So we're just going to jump right into it, and I'm going to grab the first item here. The first item that I keep in my boat that has come in handy more than once is a small toolkit. Like I said, you know, it doesn't take up a lot of room. It normally sits in the bottom of one of my side compartments, and I forget it's there until I need it. And you know, all it is you know, a variety of a few different size wrenches, a high quality pair of pliers, some different size screwdrivers. And like I said, you don't really need this until you need it, you know. More than once I've been fishing with someone and they get their line wrapped around the trolling motor, and you got to fish that out from behind the propeller. It's so nice to have the right size socket to get that nut off of there in the middle of the lake without having to shut your trolling motor down for the rest of the day. So, you know, it turns what could be a disaster into a quick 5-minute fix and you're back fishing. And so it just comes in handy all the time, and that's just having a simple toolkit. The next item I want to talk about, again, is something that has saved my bacon before. And I keep it in here in my battery compartment with my batteries because it's battery related, and that is a set of jumper cables. I'm actually going to be switching these out with a jump pack. You can get a really nice compact jump pack that'll do a lot of things. If you've ever been fishing, especially with the world of electronics now, they're bigger and stronger and faster, but they draw a lot of power. So it's been more than once where I've found a school of fish and I sit there and I fish them and I fish them and I fish them, and then I go to move to my next spot and my electronics have drawn down my battery. And I've taken jumper cables and either jumped off of my trolling motor battery or a secondary battery. You know, have an emergency backup plan for when those batteries go dead. You know, gone are the days of a paddle, especially if you are 15-20 miles away from wherever it is that you started off, you know, the lodge or whatever you're doing. So jumper cables saved me more than once. My third thing you're going to want is something that maybe we take for granted a little bit, but it's a good GPS system. You know, most of our electronics nowadays have a good mapping system in them so that, you know, you can know where you're at on the body of water, and a lot of people use them to locate fish or locate structure. But, you know, if you're out on a big body of water and that storm system rolls through or inclement weather or something happens and you need to get back, having that GPS tell you, hey, this is where I came from, leaving that track on that screen so you know how to get back, could be a game changer. It's been more than once that I've been out, you know, 10-15 miles out on some big body of water, and a storm rolls through, and the only way I'm getting back, because I'm looking at a bunch of islands that all look the same, is by being able to follow that GPS. On a nice calm day, not a problem, but when it's inclement weather and you're like, oh man, I got to get back now, GPS is a lifesaver at times. So make sure you have some version of GPS, even if it's on your phone, that'll get you back where you came from. My next one is another one that's kind of near and dear to my heart, and I got it right here, and that is a roll of toilet paper in a plastic bag. If you know, you know. You've been a long ways out and Mother Nature gives you a call and you got no choice but to answer the phone. This really comes in handy. Toilet paper, great. Put that in a Ziploc bag, keep it dry, because inevitably your boat's gonna get wet, it's gonna rain, water's gonna seep through everything. Keep that baby dry, because this is gonna come in handy. So tip number 4, roll of toilet paper in a plastic bag. The final of the 5 things that I want to talk about that you should have in your boat is a first aid kit.
I'm lucky enough that I have never had any major need for this, say for a Band-Aid here or there, but that does have, you know, a tourniquet for major bleeding issues, a suture kit, some antibacterial ointment if there's any major cuts or burns. So it's just one of those things that throw in your boat, hope you never need it, but in the event that you do, probably glad you have it. I know we've all seen those pictures and videos of fish hooks stuck in people's hands, backs, heads, arms. You know, everything to deal with that type of situation is inside this little pack. Doesn't take up a lot of room, but can be a game changer when you need it. So those are the 5 things that, you know, I like to have in my boat. Maybe consider putting in your boat. I hope you found this useful or helpful. Until next time, thanks for watching.